Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Eternal Spring. I'm Paul Thrott, and I'm here as always with my wife, Stephanie.
Hello, everybody.
Unfortunately, we're back in the United States. However, uh, we wanted to do something we intended to do while we were in Mexico City on our most recent trip, and realized there's no reason we can't do this while we're away, which is highlight all of the incredible places that are in our neighborhood. We feel that we bought this place in sort of an ideally situated location. It's in the far southeastern corner of Roma Norte, is the way I would describe it. Roma Norte is sort of an upside down L, so we're in the bottom part of that, if that makes sense. And the interesting thing was, as we went through the list of places, I sort of said, I want these places to all be 7 to 10 minutes from the house or from the apartment. And everything we have here is within 10 minutes walk. And there are 25 of them. So to give you an idea of how much incredible stuff there is in this place. So at least in a virtual sense, perhaps you would consider being a neighbor. And if not, at least consider visiting the neighborhood. So let's get started with the place that is closest to our apartment.
Yes, the closest place is a bakery. It's called Vulevú Bakery. It's literally kitty corner across the street, and it's a bakery and coffee shop with the most incredible croissants you could ever imagine.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. Second closest place is 1 block north of us on the same block. It's called La Morenita. It's about a 1-minute walk, I guess. This is a restaurant. We typically go there for breakfast, but they also have lunch. Incredible meals all around. On the weekends, they have birria, which is kind of a beef stew, which is spicy and flavorful and amazing. And it's a great place to stop by at night for drinks.
Also 1 block away, 1 minute away, and across the street from La Morenita is La Flor, which is what they call an abarrote, which is a small corner grocery store shop. We go there usually for water, because water is heavy and you don't have to carry it that far, or for little things that you just want to pick up close to home.
Yeah, we've kind of gotten to know those guys. They were a little hands off at first, but we've been there a lot. 1 block away as well. The next 3 are right next to each other. It's kind of interesting. 1 block up and a little bit over is a place called Pargot, which we thought was Pargot, but it is Pargot. This is a high-end restaurant. It specializes in seafood, but that's not all they have. And kind of an incredible sharing menu, I think, especially for 2 people, but you could do it with 4 or more if you wanted to as well. Mm-hmm. Really, really nice. And the owner's fantastic.
Yeah. Really nice place.
Yeah.
Next door to Pargot, Tacos Los Alexis, owned by the same chef, 2 minutes away. And that's kind of a high-end take on a taco stand.
Right. Literally right next door. Mm-hmm. Stephanie discovered these 2 places somehow, and she was describing where they were. And I said, there's absolutely no way there's any place there, because during the day, it's just a wall, but it opens up at night and turns into a thing. So that's pretty cool. Right next door to those, or 1 door down, really, because there's a piano store in there is too, is our first Comida económica. We did a video on this. These are the low-end eateries that are very inexpensive, but really good food and very filling. It's called El Buen Sazon. It's probably our favorite, but that has a lot to do with just familiarity, and the people there are wonderful. It's about a block away, 2-minute walk, and they often have pollo con mole, which Stephanie and I are usually looking for, which is nice.
Yep. Also a block away, but in the other direction, is Jardín Ramón López Velarde, which what we call the park.
The park.
It's a beautiful park. It's got walking trails, running paths, areas for people to work out, dog park, playground, everything you would want in a park. And we walk there just about every morning.
Right. You're consistently getting all the hard to pronounce words, which I'm really happy about. So Jugos Ely, actually Stephanie goes here a lot more than I do, but this is about a block and a half west of us on Coahuila. It's about a 3-minute walk, and this is where Stephanie gets aguas frescas and also Jugo Verde, which is kind of a healthy green concoction drink, but fantastic.
Yeah. Next up is Tortería Los Güeros. That's about 2 blocks again, 3 minutes. And that is just a fantastic sandwich shop with a great selection, and you can get an aguas frescas with your lunch as well. So it's a nice place.
Inexpensive,
Yeah.
and some of the nicest people we've ever met, which is saying something for Mexico. We were very intimidated by this place, which is hilarious now that we know them, because they're jokesters and nice guys, and they're just so nice.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a place we only go on Sunday mornings, but the top, I guess, northwest corner of that park area is a gigantic farmers market on Sunday called Mercardo L100. I'm not going to try to say that one in Spanish. It's about 2 blocks away. It's a 3-minute walk. We go there every Sunday. You get what's that drink?
Kombucha.
The
I get
kombucha. Yes.
kombucha.
Yeah, we get cheese and meats and things, and the fruit and vegetables and all that is just amazing. So that's a spectacular market and a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm. Comida Corrida La Zarza is 3 blocks away, so about 4-minute walk. This is another one of those Comida Económica restaurants where you can get lunch for very low price, and like some of the other ones, it often has pollo con mole, which is one of our favorites. So
right.
Sometimes we'll do the rounds and see who's got the
right.
the mole that we want that day.
That's how these things work, though. Everyone goes to the one that's most convenient to them. And in our case, we have multiple choices, but we'll walk. If ours doesn't have the one thing we want, we'll go and see if the next one does. So this one we just discovered really recently, thanks to those people who visited. So they were nice enough to tell us about this. We had seen it, but we hadn't been. So there's a corner that has now 3 of our favorite restaurants in it. So the next 2 will be on this list. But La Oliva Tapas Bar is about 3 blocks away. It's a 4-minute walk. This is an incredible tapas restaurant, and a notably nice outdoor area with lights. You know, the trees overhang the sidewalk and everything. Nice owner. They have art shows and things. It's a neat little place.
Yeah, it's really cool. Across the street from that, so still 3 blocks, 4 minutes away, is Caldos de Gallina Luis. It's a chicken soup restaurant, which might sound a little weird, but it's another one of those really inexpensive places. And you basically get, your chicken can be kind of any part of the chicken, from the kind of familiar breast and thigh or leg to gizzards and backs and feet, I think. Yeah. So, and the portion's really big. It's a nice kind of hearty, filling soup to have for lunch.
Yeah, I think between the Cocina Económicas, the sandwich shop we just mentioned, and this place, these are our kind of go-to for lunch. These are literally $3.50 a piece to eat at. It's just a very economical, and in this case, a place with huge portions as well. So across the street from there, and now this is the third one of those 3 that are at the same intersection, which is crazy, is La Chicha, which is about 3.5 blocks, 5-minute walk. We go over here a lot for dinner. I guess I'd call this a kind of our favorite general restaurant. It's sort of a gastropub, similar to the Trapdoor that we have back here in Pennsylvania. Also a bar, lots of outdoor space for eating, also indoor space, but it's kind of a notable indoor outdoor thing. And I think on weekends and some nights, they're open very late, and they have some live music sometimes, or a DJ or whatever. But most of the time we go, it's not that experience, which is probably for the best.
And they also have a nice menu, because they have everything from little sharing plates to like full on,
it's very diverse
meals.
Yeah,
so if you just want to go and get a drink and split a guacamole, you could do that. And if you want to go for your full dinner,
they have great salads. You know, it's kind of incredible.
Then we have Sumesa, which is 4 blocks, 5 minutes away. That's a supermarket, a much bigger, more well-stocked supermarket than the little corner stores that are closer to the house. So this is kind of where you want to go for more complete shopping, and for they have a good wine selection. So it's a good place to go and pick up a bottle of wine. Yeah,
we have a very expensive place for wine and alcohol near us that's closer, but we prefer to go to the supermarket. Yeah. that's kind of where we land. And then in the exact opposite direction, this is the thing that's furthest to the east. It's actually outside of Roma Norte. So as you cross over, I think it's Cuauhtémoc, which is the main road that goes north-south on that side of Roma Norte. I think it's Doctores. I'm not sure what the area is called, but there's I think so. There's a metro station there called Hospital General, or General Hospital. Right. So 3 blocks, 5-minute walk. So super close. And the neat thing about the metro is, hey, it's 25 cents, right? We talked about how much we love the metro. You can get to Alameda Central, which is where the Hilton is and some of our favorite restaurants in that beautiful park. in about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on, the heaviness of the crowds and so forth. That's 4 stops. And if you want to go 7 stops, which with 1 line change, you can get all the way to Zocalo, which is what people would call downtown, the historic center of Mexico City, in between 8 and 20 minutes, depending on the day and the time. Super, super convenient to get away around, to get around town. And then, especially if you're going further afield, and very inexpensive.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then we have a restaurant called Porco Rosso that is 5 blocks away. It takes about 7 minutes to walk there. Really nice barbecue place, some outdoor seating, more indoor seating, kind of a nice cool ambiance in there, and a great place to go if you are looking for ribs, pork, sausages,
yeah,
barbecued anything.
Yeah, it's right across from a beautiful little park. We didn't put this one on our list because we don't go there a lot, but if you like fountains and things like that, very close to that as well. Next up is Bolero Café, and this is also one of our favorite places. We know one of the owners very well, and are kind of becoming friends with him. And this is kind of a bar pizza restaurant. It's 5 blocks away, so 5 blocks almost due north, I guess, on Cordoba. It's about a 7-minute walk. The interesting thing there is, well, there's a couple of interesting things. There's a big vinyl record collection thing going on there. So all the music they play is over vinyl, and it's and they're very good about it. They know everything about the music. They're really into it. So they're kind of interesting to talk to just on that level. The pizza is one of the best pizzas I've ever had in my life. But one time we walked up and there was a TV outside. And we thought, oh, what are they doing? They've ruined this. Why are they doing this? They're going to put a TV outside. But actually, they bring that outside for major sports events and for major TV events, like a major show like Game of Thrones back in the day or something. They would actually gather and watch outside in front of this restaurant bar. So we were able to watch some of the World Series last year when we were here in October. And we're coming back this October, and we were saying, hey, we're going to watch the World Series this year there too. So kind of a neat place.
Across the street from Bolero Café is our favorite sushi restaurant. It's called Jin Chan. And it's, really our favorite sushi restaurant anywhere, I would say. We tried it, but we almost didn't go the first time because we had lunch very early, and like we discovered about many places in Mexico, it opens for dinner at 7, and we were kind of ready to eat well before then, but it looks so amazing on their website that we decided to have a snack and then go eat dinner there, and it's been our go-to place ever since. The sushi's just fantastic.
Yeah, and we love those guys. We've gotten to know Juan, who's the primary sushi chef, I guess, and Barab, and the owner is incredibly well traveled and has amazing fish supply. The quality of the fish there is just astonishing. And they have ramen night on Thursdays. Right.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And then we have Broka, another restaurant that is 5.5 blocks away, about an 8-minute walk. This is more of an upscale place, maybe a go when friends are visiting or on the weekend kind of restaurant. It's got a kind of a limited menu, but it's a very good menu. And it's a really pretty place. The food's great. It's got a roof indoors that opens up, so you're kind of out under the sky, even though you're inside. So it's a special, nice place to go once in a while.
I don't have any good photos in there because it's so dark. My food photos come out kind of dark, but it's really good. And then this is due west on Coahuila, and it's part of a market we'll talk about in a second. But Cocinas, Juanita y Hijas, which is Juanita and her daughters, right? Daughters, yes. And it's about 4.5 blocks west of us, yes, and about an 8-minute walk. And this is another one of those Comida Económicas. It's part of a market where there are a bunch of restaurant stalls and drink stalls, actually. They always have mole con pollo, which is what we're looking for. It's a little further away. It's a tough 8-minute walk, but it's guaranteed you're going to be able to get it if that's what you're in the mood for. And it's fantastic.
Yeah. And then once you're there, you're actually at the edge of the market. It's called Medellín Market, or Mercardo Medellín. And it's so that's tons of vendors for all different kinds of food, chicken, fish, meat, vegetables, drinks, and a few assorted
household
other vendors,
items and things.
Cleaning supplies and electrical supplies, but predominantly food.
Yes, this one is predominantly food. Yeah. And to be clear, this is kind of a traditional Mexican indoor market. So there are those giant kind of oval openings on various sides, and it's a big space. And there's
A big
a lot
grid
to see.
of corridors
Yeah.
or walkways between all the different stalls. It's tons of
Yeah.
stuff in there.
Yeah, it's crazy. So in the complete opposite direction, if we go all the way up Cordoba to, I think it's Avenida Alvaro Obregon or whatever it's called, the big main road that kind of cuts east-west north of us, there's a place called Taqueria Alvaro Obregon, which is kind of a classic taco restaurant. They also have incredible tortas, which are the sandwiches. And they have El Pastor on a spit, which is what everyone's looking for. So you get those little tacos with El Pastor, probably with a bit of pineapple and so forth. You can get it in a sandwich. You can get it in various ways, but it's inexpensive and fantastic and fast until you go to pay because the credit card machine can't reach the Wi-Fi from outside. So you should go inside with the guy. But anyway, it is a great place. So this is where we're getting to kind of the end of the distance we'll travel in under 10 minutes. So it's about 7 blocks away and about a 9-minute walk.
7 blocks away and about a 10-minute walk is a restaurant called M, and that's a high-end Mexican restaurant. You know, really great food, nice ambiance, great place to sit inside, sit outside. Also has next door a speakeasy bar called the 686 Bar. So you can.
It's not clear if everyone can get in. Right, it's hidden
Yeah,
and not.
We went with our Mexican neighbor, so she knew how to get in.
Yeah, I also say this is getting up into the trendy part of Roma Norte. So as you head north and west of us, and as that part of Roma Norte kind of crosses over toward Condesa, you're getting into the more expensive, trendy, lots of expat types. You'll hear a lot of English on the street and everything, but it's a wonderful restaurant. So it's worth suffering. And then is this I think this is the last one. So this is the 10-minute walk, and this is up actually very close to that Taqueria Alvaro Obregon I mentioned earlier. It's called Licorería. I'm doing that right. Limantour. Licorería. You gotta say
Licorería.
Licor. I really get stuck on it. I call it Limantour because the rest of it's so hard for me. So about 7.5 blocks walk, 10-minute walk. This is a high-end cocktail bar. It is frequently on the best of lists for best of the world, best of Mexico City, pick your list. It will be there somewhere. We recommend very strongly that you get reservations. This place is only open at night, obviously, but it fills up really fast. If you show up right when they open, you might be able to get in, get a couple of drinks, whatever. But they'll ask you if they have reservations. Obviously, I think a lot of the seats are reserved for that. So, but it's an incredible cocktail bar with really inventive cocktails, and it's just a nice space. It's really nice.
Yep. And I think that we should just mention at the end of this that these are our favorite places within a 10-minute walk, most of which we've been to several or multiple times. It's just there's places well within this range that we haven't even been to, that we look at all the time, and we're like, we should really try that place, we should really try that place. And then
I have a map that's private to me that I put all the places I want to go on, right? And there are more of those places just in this area than there are places we just mentioned, right? We walk by restaurants. Either we've only tried once or twice or haven't tried it all. Every time we go to one of these places, or some of these places, I should say, there are a couple places that kind of didn't make the list, not because they're bad, but they're just like some of the stuff is just critical to us, like obviously groceries and things like that. I mean, this is not exciting for other people, but just to understand that this stuff is so close to where we are. But there is so much more, than we mentioned here, but you got to stop somewhere. So that's it. This is our kind of top destinations, I guess, in our neighborhood. If you ever come to this area, and we hope you do, you should visit at least some of these. We have a map that I have posted along with us that has all of these places on it, including our apartment. And so you can kind of see where things are in relation to each other. And I showed that up front as you're watching the video. I haven't done it yet as we're recording it, but I'll show at least a picture of that. And then you can, if you were to come to Mexico City on your own and wanted to visit this neighborhood, you could look this map up on Google Maps and find everything pretty easily. All righty. Well, that was a quick blow through of this list. So hopefully we didn't miss anything. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Stephanie.
Yep, thank you.
And we will be back soon with another video.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Bye.